everybody, welcome. Ruby from Redstone Healer. Thank you for joining me this evening. Here we are, Easter Sunday. Such a beautiful day. How's your weekend been? We've been blessed with the sunshine here. I've been out and about, just enjoying nature, spending time in the local forest, up and on the beach. I have been meeting up with like-minded people, just doing what's good for my soul, just recharging my batteries and just enjoying this spring weather. It's been a little bit cold at points. I think I'm still acclimatising to the difference in temperature from what I'm used to, perhaps. Sometimes when you move from area to area, you don't realise that it can be a little bit colder in different parts of the country. So I just made sure I layered up quite a bit. So hello, it looks like we've got a couple of people who've joined me. Hello there. And do drop a little comment, a little message in the comments so I know who you are and I can give you a hello. So what am I working on this evening? What have I brought this event together for? Well, what I'm actually wanting to do, can't see who that is, hello. What I'm actually wanting to do, it was an idea that came to me just when I was thinking about how important it is not just to heal myself, but also to be able to send that healing out to Mother Earth. I think she needs a lot of healing at the moment, and to send, hi, hello there, is it Monica? I'm not sure if I'm reading that correctly, but hello, thank you for joining me. It's so very important to be sending out healing to Mother Earth and all of the life that is on her. And also just to kind of take some time to reflect over this last year. Wow, it has been a heavy year. I don't think I would be saying that lightly, and I'd be surprised if anyone would disagree with me. It has been a proper tsunami of emotions. Do let me know what you've been going through. How have you found this last year? What do you feel like you've kind of gone through? One of the things that I did the other day, because I like to do a lot of writing and I find it really cathartic. And when I was out and about, I'd gone to the local beach and I came across a rock like this one here. And I thought it'd be really nice to actually write down the emotions, what I've been feeling. And it was really interesting. It was a really interesting exercise for me. And it kind of developed in ways that I didn't think it would. Because when you initially start to think about your emotions, you know, the ones that you immediately are aware of might be the ones that come forward. So what I did was I'd actually just written one word on each side and then I put it down and I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I feel that I actually experienced last year. And then I went off and I started washing the pots. And when you just quieten your mind like that and, you know, you just kind of think to yourself, oh my gosh, all of these other emotions started coming in. And what it made me realise is that when I kept going backwards and forwards and I was writing more and more stuff down on my rock, I actually ran out of space. But it made me really then start to think about how many of the emotions that I'd actually written down or feelings that I'd written down on this rock were mine, and how much or how many of them were ones that I was actually absorbing from outside. And that was a really interesting time of reflection when I thought about it, because I'm quite sensitive to things that happen externally. So I would definitely have gone through points last year where I would be feeling anxiety, and some of it was probably mine, but think I was picking up on a lot of other people's anxiety as well. There was so many different emotions. I mean, I wrote stuff down on here and I'm thinking, I didn't feel that. But the thing is, because everything is energy and everything's connected, you know, you are taking in so much of everything else that's going on around you. And you know what? You might not even realise. So part of this evening as well is it's that opportunity to actually take off that bag. Take that bag off, you know, that backpack that you've got. Be aware of the rocks that you've got in it. And also be aware of the fact that some of the rocks that you're carrying aren't even your rocks. So what I suggested when I did a video the other day, if it would work for you, I mean, try it. You don't have to do a rock. You could actually get yourself a piece of paper. Just write down what emotions you feel that you went through last year, and then maybe just leave it and see what else comes into your mind. And you might do like I did. You might find yourself going backwards and forwards, because more and more things will come up, things that you didn't even realise that you were carrying. And the thing with emotions is, how can you be expressing them if you don't even know that you're carrying them? If you're carrying other people's emotions, they're going to be sitting somewhere. And the thing with emotions, I mean, emotion is energy, emotion. If you're not aware of them and you're not expressing them, then how do you know that that backache that you've got is yours? How do you know that the pain in the shoulder is yours? The headaches that you're getting, are they your headaches? Or are they other people's headaches? And you are carrying that emotion and you need to let it out. So the thing that's really interesting, I work with energy, so it all makes sense to me. But it's just sort of drilling down on it and actually knowing where your emotions sit. So when you think about stress, I've definitely got stress written on it. I definitely had stress. I'm sure other people did as well. But stress, it's in your mind and it's in your heart. So if it's in your mind, it's that like continual spaghetti monkey mind going on, firing at 100 miles an hour, affecting your sleep, affecting the ability to be able to think clearly, to be able to pull stuff apart, to actually apply critical thinking, to think you may be going mad. It's affecting your heart, it's making it tight. Is it constricting it? Is it stopping it from being open and letting in that love? Putting pressure on it, it needs to be open here. And anger sits in your liver, and your liver's all about detoxifying and getting all of those toxins out of your system, breaking things down. Well, if you've got unexpressed anger in there, is your liver actually working in the way that it should be working? I doubt it. Grief sits in your lungs, so your respiratory system is going to make your chest really heavy. It's going to be affecting your shoulder because that's where your emotions sit. Quite often it will sit in your left shoulder. So have you been aware of that? Have you been restricting yourself in that area? Breathing, perhaps not in the way that you should be breathing. One of the things that I'm going to do in the guided meditation is I'm actually going to sort of do a nice exercise with your breathing. So we'll come back to that. Worry, it's in your stomach. That kind of that knots that you've got in your stomach, your digestive system. You might be feeling you've got no hunger, you're eating too much of the wrong stuff. It's making you feel like your digestion is all over the place. So maybe you've been really gassy from either end. Maybe your stuff isn't moving through the way that you want it to. Maybe it's moving through too quickly. Perhaps you're not enjoying your food in the way that you should be enjoying it. There could be so much stuff going on in there. And if you think about things like anxiety, so anxiety is in your stomach. That's the fear of what's to come, what you don't actually know, and what you're experiencing. So you find that you might have feelings of like nausea. I mean, I know I've experienced that and I don't get that. and it will just come out of nowhere. And it's the uncertainty. And then like depression, it sits in your lungs, you know, it's that whole like, oh my gosh. And that's because you're in the past, and it could be the grief and the bereavement that, you know, if you think about last year, every single person has experienced bereavement. Every single person. Hi Davina, thank you for coming. We've all gone through a bereavement. We are all going through grief. And again, did you actually realise that that was what was happening? So whether it's that you haven't been able to see your friends, you haven't been able to see your family, the routine of work, actually going to your workplace, seeing your work colleagues, the routine of like how your work day used to go, that's been taken away. So now you're at home and maybe you've got that isolation. Just seeing how people are acting differently. You're hearing other people's stories and how they're coping or not coping. You know, how is that affecting you? Where are you feeling that? Are you actually like a sponge? Are you soaking up other people's grief, their bereavement? Is that coming onto, you know, is it the rock? Is it another rock in your backpack? Well, tonight you can take that backpack off if you want to. You can put it down if you want to. You can start taking the rocks out if you want to. But you know what? When you do take that backpack off, when you do put it down on the ground, when you start taking those rocks out and you see, what's my rock and what's other people's rocks? And you know what you might find as well in that backpack? It's not just rocks from last year. You might find you've been carrying rocks for a very, very long time. These rocks might go back years and years and years. So maybe one of the things that you noticed last year is perhaps things triggered you. And the reason they triggered you was because you had things inside of yourself that haven't healed. So last year was a really big healing year. It was a massive purging year. It was actually recognising those parts of yourself that are broken and realising how many emotions you carry, how much trauma you carry, things that you carry in your backpack that aren't even yours to carry. So not just the emotions of other people that you're picking up, but all of the crap that other people have actually put on you over your lifetimes, whether it's stuff in your childhood, stuff in your teens, stuff in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s and beyond, whatever it is, you know, the terrible parents, the really bad relationships, the terrible experiences that have happened to you, the horrendous work experience that you've had. Gosh, I feel like I'm reading my own script here. You know, if you've been in abusive relationships, if you've had strife, whether you've been surrounded by people who seem to spend all their time just absolutely consumed by drama, and just by virtue of you being around them, it's like you get sucked into it. You don't want to be. Who would want to be sucked into drama? Your life is so short. Crikey. Just to be able to exhale, you know, breathe in the good stuff and breathe out the bad stuff. So again, that's going to be another part of what we're actually going to be doing this evening. And the other thing as well is, if we look at fear, last year was a big year for fear. It seemed to be everywhere. And gosh, it was like, you should be fearful. And if you're not fearful, why aren't you fearful? And you were really aware of how fearful other people were and like just trying to pick it apart. So yeah, last year was a really big lesson in what is fear, what is real, what's not real, what's mine to actually be dealing with and processing, and actually what's other people's, and just sort of unpicking all of that. And I think now we're a year on, so how are you all finding it? You know, do drop something down in the comments. let me know, where are you at now? What did you find were the biggest learnings from last year? What emotions do you really feel like you went through? Are you aware of the fact that you were soaking up other people's emotions? Do you actually recognise what is yours and what is somebody else's or other people's? What I'd like this to be tonight is, I don't want it to just be me talking. I want to interact with you guys as well. That would be really lovely. So how this evening is going to work, what I've done is I've already connected in with my guides. So I've connected in with my spirit guides, my Reiki guides. I've called in all of the energies to actually come and help me, assist me with the distance Reiki healing that I'm going to be doing, and sending healing to Mother Earth and everything that's living on her. And I also am going to do a guided meditation, which I'm breaking down into 4 bits. 3 bits. Yeah, I think the healing is going to come into that as well. So the first part is just settling you down and just kind of getting in touch with our breath and sort of letting go. And then I'm going to look at the reflecting part, and then the kind of rising up again, you know, going forward. I wanted to do it this weekend because I think this is such a special weekend. So we've had Good Friday, which is sort of recognising the whole end of the year that we've been through, the death, you know, the letting go. Then you have like Holy Saturday or Good Saturday, whatever term you give it, and that is kind of where you rest. That's the time for reflection. That's the, where am I at, looking out, where's everyone else? And then today, Easter Sunday, Holy Sunday, whatever name you attribute to it, this is where you rise up again. So that's what I actually wanted my event to be about, really, just recognising that whole sort of process, a year of letting go, a year of actually seeing things fall away, the death, the reflection, and then the rebirth. So how does that sound? Does that sound good? Does that sound like the kind of experience you would like to go through? Do let me know. Make sure I've got plenty of water as well, so lots of talking. I could talk for Britain, me. If you do know anybody that would benefit from this healing, from the guided meditation, the nice thing about going live on Facebook is it records it, so it's available afterwards as well. So anybody who wasn't able to actually make it live, that's fine. You know, we've all got busy lives, we've got stuff that we need to do, not a problem at all. But you know what, if you've enjoyed this that we're going to be doing tonight, and you think that there's other people that might actually benefit from it, then do share it with them, please do, because I think part of the reason why I'm here, part of the reason why I've decided to come to Earth is to try and reach as many people as possible. I'm sure all of those that actually need to hear this message will get it, however they get it. So I think the best thing to do is just to crack on with it. So let's do that. So what I would say for you to do first and foremost is to find yourself somewhere nice and comfortable. So whether you want to stand, whether you want to sit, whether you want to lie down, you know what works for you. So find that nice and comfortable space. Get yourself a blanket, especially if you get cold. I know sometimes when people are doing, you know, they get themselves into the meditative state, your body temperature can change. So if you feel like you might need a blanket, then please do get yourself one. Get yourself a drink of water or a hot drink or whatever it is that you feel that you might need. Because again, sometimes just going through this process, it can make you quite thirsty. So I would recommend that you get yourself something to drink if you feel like you need it. And just enjoy this experience. Let it do for you whatever it needs to do. Yeah, I know it will. I know that that's the beautiful thing about Reiki energy. It goes where it needs to go and it does what it needs to do. And I ask to just be made like hollow, like a tube. And I know that it just comes through me and it goes out and it goes wherever it needs to go. So let's get started. So I'm going to presume that you've found you're somewhere comfortable. What I would like you to do is to close your eyes, and I would like you to place your hand on your stomach, and I would like you to be aware of your breath. So feel your stomach go out as you're drawing that breath in. Nice deep breath in. And then as you're feeling that breath go out, feel your stomach go in. Nice deep breath in. Feel it go out. Nice deep breath in. Feel it go out. Do that 5 times. Bringing your attention to your breath makes you aware of where your breathing should be. Quite often people will find that they think they're breathing correctly, but they're actually breathing through their chest rather than breathing through their abdomen. And if you're breathing through your chest, it's shallow. It's going to make you anxious. So as much as you can, pop your hand on your tummy and just be aware of where that breath is. So start to feel that calm just going through your body. You're going to start with your head. So feel your head clearing. Silence that monkey mind. Feel that spaghetti. Starting to unfurl and straighten itself out. No monkey mind chatter. Feel your neck loosening. Unwinding that tension. Feel every fibre straightening out. Feel your shoulders easing. Give them a nice roll. Give your head a roll. Clockwise, anti-clockwise. Give your shoulders a roll. Backwards. And then bring them forwards. Feel them going heavy. Feel your arms going limp. Wiggle it down to your wrists. Wiggle it through your fingers. Let everything become limp. Feel that lightness in your chest. Tune into your heart. Become aware of the steady beating of it. Your life force. Feel it relaxing. Keep wiggling your arms. Keep wiggling your fingers. Feel them getting heavy and surrender to that. Feel yourself sinking into your chair or your couch or the floor. Or if you're standing up, imagine that you have roots coming from the soles of your feet. Imagine those roots going down, down into the ground. Feel yourself connecting with Mother Earth. She's waiting to welcome you in. Thank her for how she nourishes you every single day. Feel that wonderful connection, that exchange of energy. So beautiful. Anchoring you into that beautiful energy. Feel the stillness going throughout your body. Feel it going through every cell, every fibre of your being. Feel that sea that is within you. 70% water. Feel the gentle ebb and flow of that water, backwards and forwards. Feel that calmness, that stillness. No storms, just bliss and calm. Feel your digestive tract. No whirring, no swirling, just the knots undoing themselves. Calm, very calm. Your legs, feel your legs. They're so limp. Feel your knees relax, letting go of that anger. Feel your ankles soft. them a wiggle, clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Do one at a time. Do your left first, if that works. Clockwise, and then do anti-clockwise. Do them both at the same time. You do what works for you. Feel that energy now free flowing from your head, going all the way down through every one of your energy centres. Down, 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 down to your feet, to the ground. It's amazing energy coming in through your crown, going out through your roots. You're grounded, you're so calm, so peaceful. So what I'd like you to do is surrender to the happy, to what might be holding you back, and to the letting go. So in your mind, I would like you to go back to a happy time, to a happy place, to a happy memory. I want you to feel the emotions of that. I want you to feel them going through your body. Where are you feeling them? Are you feeling them in your head? Are you feeling them in your heart? Are you feeling them in your gut? I want you to take that emotion and I want you to times it by 10. And then take that emotion again and times it by another 10. Feel the beautiful energy of that lovely memory that you have. Feel it coursing through your body. Is it a memory from childhood? Is it being out with your friends? Is it playing in the stream? Is it a holiday you went? Is it something you always wanted? Is it your first love? What is that beautiful memory that you have? Is it the first time you tried a food that was so amazing you just couldn't get enough of it? Is it the smile that you saw? Is it a baby's laughter? Is it the breeze through the trees? Whatever it is, whatever that memory is, feel that emotion go through you, all the way through. That's good. You need to be aware of resistance though. So think of something that perhaps isn't so nice. Something, a memory, something you've heard, something you've read that actually wasn't so nice, wasn't so lovely. Where are you feeling that now? Was it something you heard on the news? Was it something you read online? Was it an experience you had in your life? Maybe it was something as silly as, you tripped over something and stubbed your toe, and that wasn't great either. Whatever it was, where are you feeling that? So that's your resistance. And now what I want you to do is I want you to go back to that first memory you had. Go back into it. Go back to that really good, happy place you were in. And then feel those emotions go back through your body again. Were you aware of the difference? What you were feeling there. You had that beautiful connection with that happy memory. You had that moment of actually not being okay with something, and then what you experienced was the letting go. And that's part of what we're going to do tonight. How did you find that? It's very powerful, isn't it? I think sometimes actually just being aware of where emotions sit in your body is just so powerful. You may notice as well that over the last year, you've really started feeling your tribe coming to you, your soul family, your vibration increasing. There are no synchronicities. There are no coincidences. you are what you're putting out, you're attracting back in. And it's important to take the time to rest and reflect on that. It's all part of the process. Part of the resting and the contemplation is recognising the peaks and the troughs of your energy, being aware of where you might be overloading yourself, knowing and recognising when you need to retreat, when you need to recharge, and when you need to rise again. I was looking back over some things that I'd been working on, and I thought again, this poem that I wrote just seems to fit in really well. I'm not sure exactly when I wrote it. I'm going to say it would have been 2019, maybe. The gift of foresight. And I called it Now. So think of your now. Where is your now? What does your now mean to you? The only moment that exists is the one you are in right now. The past is gone. So let it go. Relinquish its power over you. Take the learnings. Treat yourself kindly. Challenges shape you, break you, make you. But ultimately, the only moment that exists is the one you are in right now. What of the future, you may ask? Well, nothing is promised. Whilst you worry about what may come, you are missing the beauty of the moment you are in right now. So quieten your mind, be present, and live in the now. And after your contemplation, after the rest, you have to then look forward and you have to think about the rising up again. So creating space for new growth, like when the bush is burnt back and the field is ploughed for new seeds to be planted. This is where we are. We are that field. And for too long, our crop has been toxic. Fire was needed, and it is brutal as it clears. But fire is cleansing too. Some seeds do not open out of their pods without that. You are that seed. That fire is spreading through every land, and more seeds, call them stars, are coming forth. And they will find you. Feel the flame of light within you. Feel how brightly it burns. It shines out and it is beautiful. That flame will burn forever. So find comfort within, with your inner knowing, and let it guide and comfort you on the road ahead. Within you find your answers. Within you will find your comfort. Ask for help, guidance, wisdom, knowledge. Ask for signs. Look at the numbers. Look at the animals that come across your path. There's a message there for you, especially if they're out of the ordinary. Look for synchronicities. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. You could also consider having a daily mantra as well. This is one that I thought would, again, fit in really nicely with this weekend. Use this one if you feel it resonates with you, or find one that works for you. The light inside shines out for all to see. Those who remember the light will find me. The light inside shines out for all to see. Those who remember the light will find me. So when you know that you walk in the light, you know that you are bathed in divine love. There is so much love there for you from the universe, and you just need to tap into it. If you're going within, there is your connection, and it's so beautiful. All of the answers that you need are within yourself. You just need to go inside and ask. And don't be frightened. You know, some of the deepest conversations that I will have will be when I'm out walking my dog, having a chat with the universe. There's so much help there for you. Just make sure you're asking for it. You've got so many helpers just waiting for you to give them permission to come in and help you. And your inner knowing as well. You know, don't second guess yourself. Don't, whatever your first thought is, that's probably the one to go with. It's so powerful, that intuition. So, you know, tune back into that. Be aware of us being called back to those ancient paths, that ancient way of living. There's so much knowledge there that we probably remember but we forgot. And this last year has been bringing you back to that knowing, actually helping you to reconnect, pulling you apart, shaking you up, doing all of this with you. Nobody said it was going to be easy, but you know what? We signed up for this. We actually asked to be here. And it's so powerful. And every day I get up and I have my daily gratitude. I say thank you. You know, thank you for allowing me to be here at this time. It's not been easy, but the strength that I've found from the people that have gravitated towards me in these times, it's just been so magical. Your tribe finds you. It is so incredibly strong. So keep finding your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and it's so true. It really, really is so true. So, coming to the end of this guided meditation, check back into your body, releasing that connection to earth. Start coming back up from your toes, back into your feet, to your ankles, working your way up your legs to your knees, up your thighs, coming into your root, going from your root into your sacral, going from your sacral into your solar plexus, going from your solar plexus into your heart, going from your heart into your throat, from your throat into your third eye, and from your third eye into your crown. Sending a thank you forward for allowing the energy to be free flowing through all of us. Thank you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sending some distance healing to Mother Earth, some distance Reiki. I think the time that we're going through, this is really important, and for those of you that work with energy, if you want to join in sending that distance healing with me, please do, because the more of us that do it, the more powerful it will become. Everything is intention. Even if you don't work with energy, just the very act of actually rubbing your hands together, you will feel that energy within your hands, within your palm. I know when I was connecting in earlier on, and I was calling in all of my guides and helpers, I could feel the energy actually building up between my palms. It was incredible. It was so powerful. And I took that as a really good sign, you know, that so much energy coming forward, wanting to actually help to send that healing out. So whether you work with energy or whether you don't, intention is everything. If you want to join with me to send this distance healing to Mother Earth, please do. Now, for me, my healing hand is my left hand. So what I like to do, I've already done all of my clearing the space and you know, the things that I need to do to actually connect in with my guides and my energies. I've done all of that already. So I'm all primed and ready to go. But if you do want to put it in the comments, if you want to be sending healing as well, please do, because I would absolutely love that. And I know that I will feel that energy coming through, and it's going to be going out, and we're going to be sending it out to every single life form that needs it. So not just Mother Earth, but all of the life that exists on her. And it will go and it will do what it needs to do for all of the life forms that need it. So again, get yourself comfortable. As I say, my left hand is my healing hand. I like to place the hand on my heart as well. The healing doesn't come from me, it just comes through me. I make myself hollow like a tube. And I feel it come in through my crown chakra, and then I feel it go out through my hand, but coming from a place of love, coming from very heart-centered healing. You know, the healing energy that comes out from your heart, it comes out 2 meters. Which I always think is a very interesting measurement, actually, and that's something. It was 6 feet. So it's really interesting that when you are within that measurement, that distance with somebody else, you've got heart-to-heart healing going on there. That's why it's really important to give people a hug, because you're heart-to-heart. That's why it's really important to actually be close to people, because you're sharing that energy, and your heart energy is so powerful. So powerful. So keep sharing that heart energy. So thank you to all of my guides who are joining me now. Thank you to all of my spirit guides. Thank you to all of my departed loved ones. Thank you to all of my ancestors. I know you walk with me. I know I feel you behind me, my shoulder. I know that you come forward and you work with me in the most powerful of ways, and for that I am always truly grateful. Thank you to all of my archangels. And Michael, you have been with me so much over this last year. He comes shopping with me, you know, big guy. You've probably seen him. Got a sword, a full-on armour. He has helped me so much. Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Ezekiel, so many of the angels, the guardian angels, the angels, so powerful, and the ascended masters, working with all of the elements, fire, earth, air and water. I worked with them so strongly last year and still continue to do so. Just all of the energies that are around, however you work, you know, whether you're doing it through your food, whether you're doing it through getting out in nature, whether you're doing it through your writing, however you do it, everything works, everything counts. That smile that you send to people, that has an energy behind it, the kind words that you say, you know, letting somebody go in front of you in the queue, all of these things, all of that good intention is so powerful. So I'm sending this distance Reiki healing. I'm sending it out to Mother Earth. I'm sending it where it needs to go. I know that it will. I know that it will find all of the life that needs it. I know that it's so powerful. And I'm just going to have a quiet moment now as I sit in the energy myself and just feel it go. feel like it's a time for letting go of emotions. It's a time for giving our emotions to the water of life. You know, if you think about it, we are the bank, and we lie on the bank, and we have our hand just trailing in that water. The water just goes by all the time, and that's our life. And like this stone, you know, my plan for this stone is I'm going to take it to the sea on Easter Monday, tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let it go. So not just my emotions, I'm actually going to let go of other people's emotions as well, which is part of the healing process. And I think that by returning the rock to the earth and actually putting it in the water is so cleansing. Just letting it go. If you write it down on paper, I mean, what you could do is you could burn it and again let the air take it. Whatever way you find to actually release your emotions, do it. Because emotions, you're meant to feel them. You're meant to have them come into your body. They're an important part of life. But what's really important is to know that whilst emotions are written in stone, the way that you react to them and the way that you hold on to them doesn't have to be. In fact, it's actually really important to let them go. Don't hold on to your emotions. Don't let your emotions become you, because that's not healthy. And what starts as something emotional over time could turn into something physical. So recognise that you do have emotions. They are really important. Feel them go through you. But just remember, it's a moving process. It's a journey. You don't have to, you're not stopping. Just welcome them, acknowledge them, and then wave them off. You'll find that's much better, much better. So I think we're pretty much coming to the end now. There is one more thing that I wanted to do. So I was having a look at some books. I've got all kinds of books, but I came across a really lovely one. I'm quite a fan of Rumi. He's a Sufi poet. I don't know whether, or a mystic writer. I don't know whether any of you have heard of him. But I came across a really lovely poem that he wrote. So I just wanted to just share it with you. And it says, "It is good to leave each day behind like flowing water, free of sadness. Yesterday gone and its tale told. Today new seeds are growing." It's true. Every single day is a new possibility. Every day will give you learnings. I'm not going to tell you that they're all going to be easy ones, because they're not. But the challenge of life on this planet, what we signed up for, what were we thinking? We decided to be here at this time. You know, everything that's happening, we said that we wanted to be here, and we are part of something so much bigger, because everything is energy and everything's connected. So we said that we wanted to come, and we're part of actually helping Mother Earth to increase her vibration. She is ascending, she's elevating in her consciousness, and we said we'd come along and we'd help her to do that. Never said it was going to be easy though. You know, it's what you remember, isn't it? But nothing that's worth having is easily come by, and I think sometimes it's important to kind of check back in with that and be aware of it. It's so important. I mean, I was out and about this morning. I met with such a cross-section of really lovely people in my local park. And I came back and I was like, oh my gosh, because you take on so much emotion and so many different energies. And I thought, I need to take my boots and my socks off. I need to get outside. I need to be barefoot on the ground. So recognizing when you've reached overload, when you've taken on too much of everything else, when you're kind of pushing yourself beyond what your limits are for your energy. Energy shifts are taking place all of the time. We're in another massive energy shift at the moment. I know I've kind of really started to feel it from kind of Friday onwards of this week. So this video, I'm filming it, so what's the date today? It's 4th of April. Just for those that might watch it on a catch up and maybe kind of check back in and go, actually, do you know what? Yeah, Ruby, I actually felt the same. Now you're saying that to me, I completely understand why I was feeling like achy. I mean, I had like really achy knees, and I don't normally have a problem with my knees, but I was like, wow, what's going on with my knees? So was I letting go of some anger? Not necessarily my anger, I'm not feeling angry about anything, but maybe I was actually letting go of other people's anger that I'd actually absorbed over the last year. Because you don't want to hang on to anger. So I'm quite pleased that I've let that go, and I've not had a problem with my knees, so that's really good. But just having these like sudden waves of tiredness come over, being aware of like nausea, again, it's like your body is letting go of so much stuff. So if you're feeling that, be aware of the fact that it's external stuff that's going on, and you're soaking that up. You know, we are like sponges. We are so porous. So look after yourself. Make sure you're grounded. Barefoot grounding is so important. Make sure you are clearing your space. I'm a big fan of like smudging myself. I'm always smudging myself, smudging my space, smudging the stuff that is coming into my space, protecting myself. Again, however that works for you. So some people like to use crystals, some people like to use like essential oils, some people will use like a mantra, however it works for you. I mean, I use so many different ways to protect myself. So whether it's just calling in for protection, whether it's calling in the elements, whether it is the smudging, whether it's working with crystals, find what works for you. You know, everybody will have their own way of doing it. Being aware of how other people's energy sits with you as well. And if you find that you're not vibing with somebody, don't ignore that. You know, somebody's energy doesn't lie. So if you're not really feeling that interaction you're having with somebody else or with lots of people, be okay with saying no. Be okay with actually taking yourself out, because part of being able to rise up again is actually protecting your own vibration. So try as much as possible to surround yourself with positive things. So if it's talking positively to yourself, that's really important. Whether it's choosing what you tune into, so what you're watching, you know, if you limit your time on social media. It says the woman who's live on Facebook. There is an irony in that, but I think you have to try and find the ways that you can connect with people, but limit your contact. Don't be like too much on it. You know, setting up those boundaries are really, really important. Seeking out the good food, eat the rainbow is so important. So if you're feeling a little bit kind of spaced out, get yourself some red food. It's so grounding. If you feel like you're losing sight of who you are, get some yellow on. You know, that's your connection with yourself. Eat the yellow food. If you feel that you're struggling to find your voice, blue is your throat chakra. So wear more blue. Get yourself a blue scarf if that helps. Get yourself some blue crystals. I like to drink colours, so I don't know if you can see, but I've got a blue cup. So I've got the white for the crown chakra, so connecting in and bringing that knowledge in and you know, that higher power. But blue is important as well, because if I'm getting all of that download coming in, how do I now communicate that out with the world? So each of my mugs have a different colour. They're predominantly all white on the outside, so recognising that I have got that connection with a power that's so much bigger than me, and I am so grateful every day for that connection. But like, then how do I use that? Do I check into myself? Do I communicate out? Do I have like the orange, so I'm building that connection with other people? Is it, checking in with my foresight, so checking in with my purple for like my third eye, green, so I'm checking in with my heart. Where am I feeling this? Where do I need to actually embody that emotion? What do I need to be recognizing and honoring, and making sure that I'm working with it in the most positive of ways? So you have to find what works for you. These are just some of the things that I use that I find are really helpful, and I don't have all the answers. What the downloads I get, just that inner knowing, I'll just suddenly know something, I get directed off somewhere. I just know stuff, and I think like, how do I know that? And then I'm like, now I know. So I think, one of the biggest learnings for me over the last year was actually, I think last year helped me to make sense of all of the years that have gone before. So it was like last year was kind of joining all of the dots together. It was really, really interesting. It was a bit like, if you can imagine having a jigsaw puzzle and you haven't got the picture. So you've got like this abundance of sky and grass and all of these other little bits, and you kind of like, I don't get it. And then just all of a sudden you get this 1 year that kind of goes, look, here's the picture. Here are all the pieces that you had, and this is actually what the picture should look like. And it's like you sort of, if you can imagine like a jigsaw roll, so you're sort of slowly unfolding it. So you still don't have all the picture, but you have some of it. And you're actually able to make more sense of everything that's gone before, and understand why you went through things, and why you met people, and why relationships were the way they were, and why something didn't work out, and why that job didn't work for you, and that relationship didn't last, and why you had that horrible experience. Because everything led you to here, to being on this with me tonight. Something guided you here. I mean, I'm only sending the message out, but you made the decision to show up. And everybody that you share this with, everybody that stumbles across this at some future point, who knows when? I don't know when. Those people that need to find this will find it. I know that. And I just keep speaking from my heart. I know that the message that I have, the message that I came into this incarnation to spread, will reach the people that it needs to reach. And it will do for them what it needs to do for them. And every day I am blessed to actually have that, and to be able to do it. And every day I'm learning. So I don't know everything. Like I just said, I haven't got all the answers. So I'm always asking for help. I always go like, where am I going to be guided today? Where am I going to end up? What am I going to learn? I just love it. That's what life's all about, isn't it? Life is for the learning. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This is the first time I've done a guided meditation. It's been very organic. It's kind of how I work, really. I make notes, and then a little bit of it is I just go with what I feel. I go with what I feel in my heart, what I've got in my gut, what I feel in my head. So I kind of follow a script, but I kind of don't. I think it works better that way. So let me know. How did you find it? Did you enjoy it? Has it done for you what you needed it to do for you? And do feel free to come back in and let me know how you find it over the coming days. Because the thing that I find is really interesting. It's an experience you have at a particular moment. You don't always get the full effects of it in that moment. Like sometimes you can feel it like a few days later. So it might be that something that I said tonight might resonate with you at some future point. You know, some future you might kind of go, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah. Or you might come across something and you go, wow. And then you'll see how those synchronicities join up. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so pleased that you've enjoyed it. I'm pleased that it's done for you what it needs to do for you. So if you've enjoyed it, then as I say, do share it with other people. Who knows where this will end up? It's a bit like, you know, when you put a message in a bottle and you drop it in the sea, you just never know where it's going to go. So but potentially this could go all around the world, and maybe it could even go externally, because who knows who's watching in. Hello to everybody. Every life force that's out there, I know that you're all tuning in. Hi Mum, thanks for coming in. I love the heart. From my heart to you as well. So, can you believe that's an hour? Gosh, it went so quickly. I thought it was going to be really slow, but like I said, I can talk for Britain. So once I get going, there's no stopping me. But thank you for choosing to share an hour of your life with me. That is just so beautiful, and I love you all. So I am sending my love to you, and I wish you a very beautiful rest of your Easter Sunday. Enjoy your Easter Monday, and if I can be of any help at any time, then please do drop me a line. You can go to my website, which is redstonehealer.com, redstonehealer.com. You can message me through my Facebook page, which is Redstone Healer. So if you do know people that are struggling, that you think I might be able to help them, then share. Sharing is caring. So thank you everybody. Sending you lots of love to you. Bye bye for now. Take care.